Paris, 182 countries presented such plans called the nationally determined contributions, which determine exactly how they plan to achieve the objectives of the Paris Agreement. And what we have to do now is put into practice some of the strategies that we have put together. At the EIB, in 2015, we have issued a new climate strategy that focuses not just on doing more, but on achieving higher impacts. This is a fundamental aspect of what we do post-Paris. What does that mean practically? It means designing and identifying projects in every sector, taking into consideration both the way in which they may impact on climate change, but also taking into consideration the impact that climate change may have on them. When we think in terms of climate in everything we do, it means also thinking holistically. We have to consider the linkages between climate action and all of the broader development objectives that we're trying to achieve. What does that mean? When we plan, identify, plan, and finance infrastructure projects, we have to ensure their consistency with the plans that the countries have put together, the nationally determined contributions. And what we also need to ensure is that the projects, the infrastructure projects, particularly given the long life of most infrastructure assets, are resilient to climate change. And that is exactly the logic behind the Sustainable Development Goals. How do we think holistically? How do we ensure that what we do in supporting water for all, energy for all, is consistent with achieving the objectives in terms of climate action, in achieving the objectives in terms of poverty reduction, etc. We need to make sure that we mobilize private finance. This is something where the EIB does have a comparative advantage. We know how to do it. We have instruments such as GRF, and I'm not going to tell you what the acronym is about, but it's simply a fund of funds that is able to mobilize 10 to 15 times the funds that GRF puts into projects, because it provides equity. Now, we can do more of this, and we can work together with others to achieve this. The other thing that we absolutely need to do is to support our partners, support clients, both public and private, and support countries in achieving the plans that they have committed to in Paris. So this is really a big part of what we want to do going forward.